Smarter workforce, educating for an AI-powered and tech-driven world, for which I would like to invite our panelists on the dais. We have Arti Dwivedi, Account Manager, North Education and Government, Adobe. Then we have Dr. Sunil Rai, President, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun. We also have Dr. D.B. Singh, Vice Chancellor, Haridwar University, Roorkee. Professor Sanjay Jasola, Vice Chancellor, DBS Global University, Dehradun. Professor Himanshu Aeran, Vice Chancellor, Ras Bihari Bose Subharti University, Dehradun. Professor Shankar Ramamoorthy, Vice Chancellor, Jigyasa University, Dehradun. Come on everyone, have a huge round of applause for all the panelists. Professor R.K. Tripathi, Vice Chancellor, Devbhoomi Uttarakhand University, Dehradun. Professor Ram Karan Singh, Vice Chancellor, the ICFI University, Dehradun. And Professor Rajesh Bahuguna, Pro Vice Chancellor, Uttaranchal University, Dehradun. So let's welcome all the panelists on board. Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Round of applause for the Ardor MediaCom team, Chandan and Ashish, for organizing this wonderful event, having us all here under one roof to have this discussion. And it's a pleasure, honor, everyone on the stage for me to be moderating this session. From my side, I'll give a quick introduction. I'm Arti Dwivedi. I'm part of the education team from Adobe. I take care of North India as the territory. And without any further ado, let's kickstart this session. And to start with, I would like to have all our esteemed panel to give your views on the topic. As we know, we are discussing about the smart skills and integration of AI in education. Quick two-liners on what you think about this topic and how relevant it is in today's time and age. So if we can start for you, sir, and then we can pass on, and then we will quickly start with the questionnaires. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon. Skills were hard, but over a period of time, skills have become smart. That means they are called quick skills. That means we have to use our knowledge in such a way that we are able to leverage each and every aspect of it in our daily lives as much as possible. This is a very interesting topic. My understanding of this whole game is very simple. I have created a small framework for myself at my university. This is precisely STD, skills, technology, and domain. So I take a domain or a school, whether it's legal, pharmacy, science and technology, business studies. So I've taken some 9-10 schools as domain, and I've told my people that for each of the domains, go and see what are the job descriptions in the market. So we do something called market job description inventory. We inventorize all the job descriptions for the domain. From the job description, you get what's called as job specification. A specification to do a job throws up the technology which you need and the skill which you need. So I unravel and uncover the skills and the technology which are camouflaged in the job description and specification and bring it back to the university. And tell my faculty, you either equip yourself with the skills and technology because your student is going to face this job description when the campus comes. The placement company is going to throw the JD, and JD has the skills and technology. As simple as that. So I have started a proactive reverse engineering early on so that I embed right from day one all the job descriptions to my students so that by the time they reach the 3rd year or the 4th year, they are almost fully baked. They're not half-baked. And that's precisely what I've been following in Jigyasa.
That's great, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Jai Hind, good afternoon. Actually, topic is very vital, and you know there is a big gap today in academia and industries. And this is the time when we have to change ourselves. And as Dr. Murthy very rightly said, we have to develop a program which is digitalization based. And in our university, we are focusing on that. Basically, we are running all type of courses in our university, and our university is focusing more on medical subjects. So we are trying to involve the latest equipment and latest technology for the diagnostic purposes. As you know, because this is the era of diagnosis. Earlier, the doctor was seeing the patient with the nerves, but nowadays we are more dependent on the tests. That is why we are doing most of the digitalization in our university for medical courses, and for the other kind of courses like journalism, hotel management, and allied sciences, we are focusing for students should use the artificial intelligence, because you know artificial intelligence is the coming time for the education, and we are focusing on it, and we are training our students on these grounds only. And our university record keeping is totally digitalized. There is no need for only paperwork, and student can or student parents can see their progress on digital platform. These kind of facility we are trying to include in our Subharti University.
Thank you so much, esteemed panelists. And it's great that I got an opportunity to interact with you and to share my thoughts with you. In front of me, there is a board. It says, I'm reading it for you. It is possible to fly without motors, but not without knowledge and skills. It appropriately defines the things and the importance of skills. And to translate it in Sanskrit, I would say, Udyamen hi siddhanti karyanin manorath hai, nai suptasya singhas pravishanti mukhe mriga. It says that only desire, mere desire, would not fulfill all your needs, and for that you have to work hard. For that you have to channelize your skills. So skill is quite important. Now, as far as AI is concerned and today's topic is concerned, there are two types of skills. One is technical and other is human skills. Now, technical skill, as if we talk about in artificial intelligence, as we all know, machine learning, R programming, Python, this is highly required. But as far as human skill are concerned, this is quite important, because no matter how strong technology you are going to use or how adept you are at any technological application, if you don't have human approach, it would be all null and void. Take the case of millions of examples across the history of mankind. You would find that there had been enough instances to prove my point. Now, if you talk about human skills, we in fact in our university are more focused on harnessing and developing, cultivating human skills. And these human skills could be good decision making, the communication, the collaboration, the respect for others. So these kind of human skills are highly required. Yes, as an engineering institute, because we transformed into a university. Earlier, we used to be a college, an engineering college. So we have got in our genesis the seeds of engineering. So engineering is, yes, it is in our soul. But as far as acquired skills are concerned, we do believe in human skills, and we are continuously cultivating it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My co-panelist, our moderator, Arti ji, and the August gathering, I extend my greetings to all of you. And at the outset, I must congratulate the organizer for organizing this meaningful leadership summit on a very contemporary theme, empowering Uttarakhand. We are talking about skill, education, employability, smart place, smarter place, AI-driven, and like that. These are the keyword and need of the day. So I congratulate them. And I must thank to the organizer for inviting me for this discussion, especially the two guys that Parmar and all, they have been instrumentality with us for a few days. Ladies and gentlemen, I come from Uttaranchal University. Although the university was established with passing of Uttaranchal University Act in 2013, but let me tell you, the seeds of this temple of wisdom were sown 24 years back in the form of Law College Dehradun. And we claim the first independent college of Uttarakhand and also pioneer in running 5-year law course. So basically, our roots start from law. So, and to audience, I must congratulate that being I'm the professor of law, today is birthday of Dehradun. On 11th of July 1871, Dehradun district came into being. Earlier we were with Saharanpur. So this act was passed and we become a district. So you can clap for the Dehradun. Second thing, when we talk about this topic, so I am of the opinion that time, place, and circumstances decide the future course of action. You wanted to do something, but time didn't allow. You wanted to have achieved something, but circumstances were not in favor. I'm very happy being from Uttarakhand that you are thinking about the empowerment of Uttarakhand. But now, when we talk about the empowerment of Uttarakhand, we cannot forget the special circumstances of Uttarakhand. A state with top hills in one hand, a state with plain in the so many districts, a state who is ready to have the load of series of pilgrims, and all these circumstances are to be taken into consideration when we talk about the empowerment of Uttarakhand. After the introduction, if the Ms. Arti will give me time, so I would definitely love to discuss some of the issues and challenges. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have 3 comments before I make present my views on the topic. The first one is I would like to thank ArdorComm Media and Chandan, the entire team, for giving me this opportunity. Secondly, I would pay my respect to all the fellow panelists that I have got a chance to be with you. And to Arti ji, I have to make the final comment is that to 7, जैसा उन्होंने कहा था, circumstances हैं, आप बहुत कुछ करना चाहते हैं, पर वो कभी-कभी नहीं हो पाता है. So I am the one who's going to miss the panel. So these are the 3 comments that I wanted to make before I make my present my views on the topic. Topic being about the smart skills and smarter workforce. Smart skills will make smart workforce. Now, I just go back to basics, and today we had a lot of schools. You remember, all of you have in the school proved geometry theorems, right? In geometry theorems, if you remember, the first thing is given, the next one is to prove, and then third is the proof. Now, what smartness is needed, I'm just guided by this complete structure of the way we used to solve geometry problems. First and foremost, the smart workforce has to understand the context. What is given? You know? So the given has to be understood, whatever is the problem. Whether it's a logistics problem, whether it's a finance problem, legal problem, any problem. First and foremost thing is, one has to understand the context. So the smart workforce has to be trained, groomed to understand the context. Varying context is the first part. The second one is the outcome. What is it that you want to prove? What is it that you want to achieve? It's very important that the smarter workforce understands, after understanding the context, is what exactly is required. I am not saying that this was not relevant few years back and that it's becoming more relevant in times to come. it is all because of increased complexity and reduced time that the people are getting to solve the problem. And therefore, the last one which comes is to do these two, I am encouraged by what Peter Drucker used to say, there are no right answers, there are only right questions. So you should know what questions to ask, and if the workforce is trained, these smart people are trained to ask the right questions, the rest of it, the system is there to provide the answers. This is what I wanted to present my views. I would like to thank once again, and I will excuse myself, please, that I have to rush to Delhi. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, and for sharing all these points. Now coming to the main part of the panel round, where we will be discussing, I would say, a little more deeper into, and I have a few questions for the panelists. So I'll be sharing those questions with you and would love to know your viewpoints on the same. It revolves around our topic for today. So my first question is for you, sir. The question goes, what are the most critical smart skills that today's learner must acquire to stay relevant in an AI-driven job market?
Yeah, I think, thank you, madam. So in an AI-driven economy, to be more precise, I think the first and the foremost thing is we should not miss on critical thinking. That is very important, okay? And critical thinking is your innate attribute, which you have been born with and you have acquired it. That's a critical thinking. And I call that as a human intelligence or critical thinking, whatever you want to call. AI comes when you want to do things faster, you want to save time, you want to save cost, you want to save effort, you want to save resources, and you want to do things in a very agile way. So AI should still be seen as an enabler. So I typically always call the pizza. What is the base of a pizza? That is what we are. AI is the topping. AI is the topping which makes pizza tastier. Tastier for the context which he has talked about, that environment. AI is just a topping your fundamentals, your thinking, your cognition, your behavior, your personal touch with people, your personal touch with technology. Everything has to be utilized to the fullest extent. You cannot outsource thinking to a machine. You can outsource the thinking process, which takes a lot of time, to a machine. But the fundamental thinking process should still be with you. Otherwise, tomorrow AI will conquer on you, and it will be a Frankenstein story. You make a demon and the demon hits you. And we are seeing the jobs are already getting lost. Most of the jobs are getting lost. Big IT companies are laying off. You must have seen in papers in the last 7 months, all major players like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Facebook, you name it. Everyone has lost jobs because of AI. And it's good, but new jobs are also coming. New specifications are coming. So my answer to you is AI-driven economy is good to the extent you can control it. So I would say AI has to become more responsible. AI has to become more ethical. AI has to become more appropriate. And if you are running an ecosystem with a responsible AI, with an ethical AI, and with an appropriate AI, then you can see that the man-machine combination can work in a very orchestrated way. The moment you try to take the machine component more and the men component less, or men or women, women, the last 3 letters in women is men, So women first. Okay. So the moment you take the men component away and our thinking away, then I think you have become enslaved to AI. So being a computer science engineer myself, I'm little worried about the way AI is actually making inroads. I personally feel that we may all have to go back to some basics, and when we teach our child on teaching learning, we have to make sure that we meet the child. There are people talking about robots in a classroom, but just imagine the personal touch. The teacher doing a personal touch with the students, eye contact. Will a robot's eye contact work with the students? I don't think so. We're talking about all these tools, they are good, but I think fundamentally we have to make sure that we created AI. So when we created AI, the algorithms which we created should be in such a way that there is a tremendous amount of parity between the man and the machine component.
Thank you so much, sir. It was so beautifully put. Even I believe that this world revolves around the balance, where we need to have the part of the mechanical aspect, but the human aspect shouldn't be lost. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. It was beautiful. Sir, my next question in lines to what we are talking about is, as sir said, that we need to draw somewhere the line and we have to make sure whatever we are incorporating as AI today in our institutions even. So would love to know your views, how you feel that AI as a concept can be integrated or should be integrated in the curriculum today, so that no doubt it benefits the students but also the society at large. So we'd love to know your views about it.
Thank you, Arti. Actually, I will go with Dr. Murthy. Artificial intelligence is coming up as a challenge, but as Dr. very rightly said, we have to be on governing hand. We should not be governed by the AI. And when we are talking of inclusion of AI or digitalization in our curriculum, that is very much needed, because as we know, we are going toward digitalization and we are going on data based. As I told you, I am coming from a medical university and I myself is a doctor. I'm a dental surgeon. So when we are talking of medical science, when we are talking of surgeries, we are thinking of robotic surgeries. But is it possible that a robot is doing all surgery? No. A doctor who has given 6 to 7 years of his life to learn the science, he has to guide the robot. Robot can be a helping hand, but can't be a performing surgeon. Similarly, when we are talking of diagnosis, we have to use all data which we have collected through the different medical tests. But ultimate wisdom lies with the physician. He has to use his wisdom to diagnose the patient and to treat the patient. Similarly, when we are talking of gap between industry and academia, we have to focus on one thing. We don't create job seekers. We have to create job providers. We should not see towards the industry for the job. We have to train our students like an entrepreneur. He can develop his own idea, like startups is being promoted by our government of India and our Prime Minister. So we have to create youth who can be a job creator rather job seeker. So these all things we have to include in our curriculum. Another thing, being a doctor, I would like to emphasize, there are two types of quotient: intelligence quotient and emotional quotient and social quotient. Intelligence quotient is God gifted, what we have inherited as a human being as per intelligence. But the most important two things in today's life is emotional quotient and social quotient. For that we have to train our students, because we are seeing a lot of stress in our younger generation. And we are reading and seeing there are too many cases of suicidal attempt and suicidal tendency because of these kind of work pressure. So we have to train our students that they can be able to handle that kind of stresses that come under emotional quotient. And when we are talking of social quotient, then we have to train our students that they will be trained like that, that they are helpful to the society, they are helpful to the country. So these all things we have to inculcate in our curriculum, and being from medical science again, the human touch is very important. We can be dependent on digitalization, we can be dependent on artificial intelligence, but if we are lacking in human touch, then we are not up to the mark as per the need of the society. That is my point of view.
Thank you so much, sir. And so sorry for this, sir. Thank you. So, rightly said, sir. I guess today it's very important to have that emotional intelligence even, and well-being of our student is even equally important. No doubt what's happening and the pace the world is changing, it sometimes scares us. And we being, I would say, in the category of adults, for our students who are the younger generation, we need to be there providing that human assistance even to know that they can, of course, we are all together to fight this battle and see the changes and come together with that. With that, sir, so next question is to you, Singh, sir. To you, sir. Yes, sir. So you mentioned about in the last, when you started the introduction, you said about the creativity aspect of people need to have that kind of talent even. Sir, how, or any idea from your side where we can integrate AI and the aspect of creativity? Because today, of course, all these tools are available to all our students. Being from the management side, I believe you are providing each and every tool possible for the students. But then when everyone has the tools, there has to be one skill set which needs to be a differentiator. And I'm just trying to connect the dot from what you said earlier. You think, sir, there is that differentiation which a student should have today, and how as an institute you can impart it, sir?
Thank you very much, Arti ji. Quite appropriate question. I would be starting from where you have ended this question. Artificial intelligence, if you just look at it and you just start with the first word, artificial, is not a real intelligence. So there is a fight between a real intelligence and artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, all our real intelligence and power and strength is behind this artificial intelligence. We are not making our youths, our students, to be really intelligent, to just confront the odds that they face in their lives. Hersey Blanchard, the famous psychologist duo, they have propounded a model. Though that pertains to leadership model, it says there are 4 stages of leadership: telling, selling, delegating, and participating. And this talks about the maturity level. When the people are the least matured, the type of leadership that managers or leaders exercise is telling. They keep on telling that what kind of job has to be done, when and how. And the next stage is selling. When the people are a bit matured, this kind of style is used. Delegating is next level of maturity, when the leaders usually delegate their powers and authorities to their subordinates. And finally, the participating. Similarly, when we talk about our students, when they come to our institutions, our universities, they are there with their raw minds. They don't have any knowledge, skills, or whatsoever. They would have come from a school from 10+2 level, or even from, normal graduation level. They have to be taught about certain skills. And what are those skills? There are 2 types of skills. Sir has rightly mentioned. There are certain inborn, innate skills, and there are certain acquired skills. Technological skills, technical skills, all these are acquired skills. This can be taught through any expert. But as far as innate skills are concerned, for example, attitude, perception, the behavior, all this has to be, carefully monitored and they cultivated among the students. Hersey Blanchard, they have again mentioned one more model, and they say that first you provide enough knowledge. It refines the attitude of the individual. And once the attitude is positive, it would be transforming them into good behavior, good individual behavior. And when all individuals are performing good behavior, it would be good group behavior. The same holds true about the students who are coming to our campuses for education. So I would be mentioning 3 or 4 skills quite quickly. I'm sorry, I have taken too much time. One skill is rational thinking, critical thinking, innovation, creativity, and communication, collaboration. These are some of the skills that must be cultivated among the students. For me, the most important of these skills is communication. Some philosopher had said once upon a time, if you talk about the problems of the globe, 99% of the problems are there because of communication gap. In most of the institutions or universities, we have found that there is a communication gap among the stakeholders. Parent teachers, teacher students, teacher management. So first of all, that kind of communication gap has to be eliminated. And this communication is also required to understand the technology also. Collaboration, why collaboration? Because the technology would be the most successful once you work or learn to work in a team. And one more important skill is adaptability and flexibility. Every technology brings a change. So you should be able to accept that change, adapt that change. So that skill should also be there. So I would be stopping here, but some of the technical skills which I had just mentioned, they are just acquired skill, ma'am. They can be acquired at any point of time. To tell you, Sheikh Sadi, a famous shair, he started ghazal writing at the age of 40. So these are acquired skills, but there are certain innate skills which must be cultivated in the universities from that very day when the student has just stepped in your campus. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Like said, I believe that these kinds of sessions are a master class for people like us. We get to know a lot of information in this limited time period. So again, I will say thank you to all of you. And to sir, the last question to you is, sir, since you come from the law background, sir, I have a question today which I would want to personally understand. Like today, you must be hearing about so many technologies coming around AI. There are tools coming around AI. So in your field, you feel that there is any particular tool or something which has helped you, or you think that it might help the law students, if you can share that, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a very relevant question. In fact, when this AI started, particularly when our lawyers, they started drafting, taking help of ChatGPT and all other tools. So initially they were thinking that our profession is going now. Everything will be taken over by AI and ChatGPT and other tools developed around the world. But with passage of time, you will be surprised that in United States of America, in 2-3 courts, not only 1, 2-3 courts, judges found that the brief which was presented to the judges, that was created by using these AI tools. And that AI tool have created imaginary cases. You know when we plead before the court, we all common law countries, we have an habit of giving the ruling. Ruling means whatever the judgment had been taken by the apex court prior to that. And that is very forceful in common law countries. So, at least 3 places, judges found that the ruling which was quoted, that was imaginary. That case was never decided by any apex court in the America. And they have been given warning, they have been given punishment also. This is one thing. But another thing, there are few areas in legal side also where we are taking help of that, where we have some cyclo-style type of work, repeated type of work. In that area, we are taking help of it, and it's very useful. And the lawyer judges, they have decided that we have to live with the AI tools. One more thing, I'll take 1 minute. Since I'm just trying to touch the major topic, that is empowerment of Uttarakhand, right? So here I want to share that the whole thing process, NEP 2020, they are revolving around the outcome-based education. And every scholar, thinker, philosopher, they are talking about that. But thing is that, what outcome? Can there be an education without outcome? Outcome, so definitely there will be, but it will not be sometimes desired outcome. So when we are in a state like Uttarakhand, what we need? We need what is the need of Uttarakhand. And the need is we can develop a technology for horticulture side. In our own university, Uttaranchal University, we have developed apple orchard in Uttarkashi. And you believe is today the turnover is in crore. And we have distributed this sapling to the native also in Uttarkashi area, and they are earning a lot. So like that technology is required to be expert. We can develop a technology, something in tourism. We have lot of scope of religious tourism also, right? So, but I wanted to convey that our scholars are sitting here, we all are working in laboratory also and research work also. So if really we want that empowerment of Uttarakhand, so all the areas, because this state is a state where we have youth full with enthusiasm, you know, from every house you have one soldier. So this is an indigenous knowledge of this place. So herbs development. So these are the few areas where we need to develop the AI tools and use of technology so as to have the real development of Uttarakhand, and indeed the leadership meet like today on the topic of empowerment of Uttarakhand will be really fruitful if we take home something, some tool, some knowledge for the development of Uttarakhand. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would say that it's a different perspective, and definitely for the audience here and for all of us, it's a food of thought. And definitely we should go back and understand where exactly we can implement AI and whatever we are learning today with AI technologies. But with that note, we have a minute left, sir. I had this wonderful opportunity with interacting with all of you. As the last 1 minute, sir, I would hand over the mic to you as a closing statement. Any thoughts, sir, about the panel discussion? And we will then part ways. Thank you.
So I think, this is very relevant, and we had a very good array of thought process across the panel. I would like to thank all your panelists. I think the most important thing is we need to do what is called as a context-driven implementation of an AI. I think that's what even the panelists were also opining the same thing. But when we do a context-driven implementation, we need to take the context or the sandarbh, okay, the situation, and we need to take a call that this is a case where we can use AI. Like there's a lot of monotonous work, boredom, monotony comes. Someone rightly said, you can do AI. This is taking care of your child which is born. Don't give some AI gadgets. Try to do it on your own. So I think at every point of the life cycle of growth, we need to evaluate AI in terms of its right injection, and we just cannot say that AI is a sine qua non. It's indispensable, or it is a cure for everything. So AI is not an elixir. AI is not an elixir. AI is not a sine qua non. AI is not indispensable. All I can say is we created AI. We will tell AI when we will use it. And that's what I would like to sum up with.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone again for a wonderful session.
Hello. Thank you very much to all the panelists for sharing their respective views on this very topic. And now it's time for felicitation ceremony. I would like to invite Gagan sir from IBM to do the honors. So we have certificate of appreciations for everyone. Firstly, we have Arti Dwivedi ma'am, account manager, who played the role of moderator here in this session. Thank you very much, ma'am. Oh, I guess Dr. Sunil Rai has already left due to some urgency. We have Dr. D.B. Singh, Vice Chancellor, Haridwar University, Roorkee. Ladies and gentlemen, can we hear thunder of claps? We have Professor Sanjay Jasola. Sorry, we have Professor Himanshu Aeran, Vice Chancellor, Bihari Bose, Subharti University, Dehradun. Professor Shankar Ramamoorthy, Vice Chancellor, Jigyasa University, Dehradun. Everybody a round of applause. Dr. R.K. Tripathi, Vice Chancellor, Devbhoomi Uttarakhand University, Dehradun. I guess he is not Uttaranchal University, Dehradun. Can we have a round of applause?